What is up, everybody? I am RC Gates, proud member of Comicsgate, horror and cosplay enthusiast, and vocal proponent of making Halloween a year-long holiday. Welcome to another video. Now, starting last Friday, depending on whenever this video gets released, and going into the weekend, I was watching Ethan Van Sciver sort of go back and forth with this guy on Twitter who was talking about two things that I find important. One, marketing comics to the whole comics audience, and also what the goals of Comicsgate are. And whenever it comes to that sort of stuff, I'm going to start with the first one. The illusion that a comic needs to be marketed to or made to reflect the whole comics audience. And this is something that Ethan was pushing back against, and something that I agree with entirely. A comic does not need to reflect the whole comics audience. It can have whatever characters the creator wants to put into it. And so long as it is a good story, then people will buy it. Well, as long as it has a good story and the creator is actually a likable person, people will buy it. You don't need to go into a comic and look through the pages and say, oh, look, there's a black guy on this page. There's a Hispanic guy on this page. I feel adequately represented. I don't go into a comic thinking that. I think, and this is probably what a lot of people should be thinking, is this a good story, and do I want to pay for it? I don't go into a comic saying, there's a white guy. I'm going to buy this because I'm a white guy. And obviously you can see on the screen, I am a white guy. So if that's true, then I would be buying a shit ton more than what I have. There's some comics that have utter shit stories that I am not buying solely because I'm represented. If I see a story that I think is good, I don't care what type of character it is. I don't care if the main character is black. I don't care if the main character is Hispanic. I don't care if the main character is an alien with polka dots all over him. If it is a good story, then I'm going to get the book if I have the funds. And that is what you should be pushing. You should be pushing the story. The story is what you should be marketing to people. You shouldn't be saying, this book has a disabled person of color as the main superhero and they're gay. Well, what's the story? I don't know. I just decided to put this character in there because of representation. If you don't have a story that is going to interest people, then there's no reason to actually be marketing that book. If it's not going to be a good story, because story comes first, then it's going to suck. I do not go into books looking at what the representation is. I go into it saying, is this a good story? Is this something I'm going to want to read? If yes, I buy it. If no, I forget about it. And this is something that this guy obviously was not thinking. Because a lot of the stuff with Marvel and DC, you see all of this stuff that they're putting out, and it's just like even like one of the most recent things that DC has done, it's like they turned that John Cena character, Peacemaker, they say, oh, he's bi now. And then you see all the people on Twitter, all of the people who I follow, they're just like, well, no shit. Everyone in comics is either bi, gay, or something like that. It's become a running joke now, and it's something that everyone can make fun of because it seems to be a constant thing that these mainstream comic companies are doing in the name of representation. If you push it too far, then you're going to be making the white guys like me, they're going to be the ones who are going to be complaining about that. But whenever it comes to that point, I'm not going to give two shits about Marvel Comics or DC Comics because I'm going to be indulging in all of the story and all of the comics with actual good stories. And that brings us to the second point that this guy fundamentally does not understand about Comicsgate. This is something that Ethan always pushes, and even like Ethan's the most popular Comicsgate creator. From Ethan all the way down to the smallest Comicsgate creator, all of us want two things: good quality comics and respect for the customer. Those are the two most important things that you should be doing. The whole thing of Comicsgate, the whole movement of Comicsgate, started because Marvel and DC were pushing their fans away because their fans didn't like the way that they were going. And the creators in Marvel and DC were pushing away the fans because the fans had, or some of them, had traditional conservative values, or they voted for Trump, or they just had, or they didn't want the older characters in the comics universes to be suddenly retroactively changed to be something that they weren't. Look at Iceman, look at Wolverine, look at the abysmal crap that you have with like Ironheart suddenly taking on the Iron Man mantle. All of this stuff was catalysts to create Comicsgate. It's because the fans were disrespected and pushed away by the people that were putting out the comics that these people had grown up with. The good stories were gone, replaced with utter shit. And now you have people in Comicsgate. I'm pointing over to my shelf because all of this stuff over here is Comicsgate books. These are the only ones that I have in, well, most of them are in bags and boards because these are the only ones I care about. All the other ones that I have, I don't really care that much about it. You have stuff that's good stories that I want to see continue. Ones that I want to put my money behind because they are actually taking the time to put out a good story. They're taking time to market the story to me. They are not saying, here, have this comic because you're a white guy. They're saying, here is this story. I think you'll like it. Take a chance on me. Ethan, with Cyberfrog. I would not have wanted to take a look at Cyberfrog before I found Comicsgate, because Cyberfrog was not something that appealed to me. Now, I will get every Cyberfrog project that will come out, because I am a big fan of Cyberfrog because of the story. Am I an amphibian with cybernetic limbs on me? No. But Cyberfrog appeals to me because of the story, because of Ethan's passion for his characters, and because of everything that he is doing to respect the customers and the stories that he's putting out. There's a lot of other people in Comicsgate who are doing the same thing. I've mentioned him several times in these videos, and I had nothing but praise for the guy. Dave Brink is putting out a fantastic story with Perfect 10. Can't wait to get issue 3 and American Bliss whenever those come out. Pre-order pages up on Indiegogo now. Check it out. Shane Davis Starlight Cats, another book that I had no interest in whenever it first launched, but over time, because of his passion for the story and because of his passion for the fans and actually contributing and becoming the Shane Davis that we all know and love, because of that, that made me want to back that book, and now I want to get as many Starlight Cat books as he puts out. Even Inglorious Rex, which no one has ever seen anything of. I've already backed that book. Can't wait for it to come out. John Malin with his Graveyard Shift. I have all of the previous books of that. I've signed up for I've actually backed the Volume 4. Can't wait for more of that product. Mark Polton, all of the stuff that he has. I have as many as I can get due to funds. I think I've missed a couple of his campaigns, but I look to remedy that in the future. Those are a few of the fantastic creators that you have in Comicsgate, and all of them are focusing on the story and making it a worthwhile experience for the customer. They are still putting out the stories that they want to put out, but they are respecting the customers while they are doing so. And because of that, I will always support those creators. There's a lot of them that I haven't mentioned in this video, but if I was to go into all of them, this video would probably be an hour long, because I would be extolling so many virtues that these people have and all of their awesome stories. That right there, the good quality comics and respect for the customers, that is what makes Comicsgate Comicsgate. Yes, people have different ways of getting to that point. There's a lot of different channels, there is a lot of different creators, and a lot of different books. But all of them have the same desire to put out good quality content and good quality comics for those customers. That is pretty much what my thoughts are on this. I think that a lot of you will agree with me on that. But if for some chance you don't, please leave your comments down below. If you have any creators or projects that come to mind whenever you think good quality comics, then please leave those down in the comments below as well, so that we can get some more eyes on these fantastic creators, because I'm all about getting the word out about Comicsgate. So please leave those down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, obviously comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. I'm trying to keep growing the channel, and every subscriber is awesome. Thank you all for subscribing so far. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.